So, have you considered switching to Reaper or at least trying it out? In this video, I'll be showing you some reasons why you should give it a try. Greetings everyone and welcome back. And if you're new here, please do consider subscribing. And if you got any questions or comments or anything like that, leave them in the comment section below and I'll answer them. And now for today's subject. I've had a Reaper license for a year and a half or something like that. Last October I finally started using it regularly. And over the last few months I've pretty much switched over entirely to using Reaper. Anyways, I'll now be running through some of the features that have made me switch over to it. It's extremely lightweight, meaning the software itself doesn't take up a lot of space. Last update I did with 597, it was about 11 megabytes. You could actually run it off a flash disk if you wanted to, and that can actually be quite handy if you're doing some location stuff. It's also very stable. So far I haven't managed to crash it once in 5 months. Another thing I really like is, unlike some other companies, I won't mention names here, but there are no software-imposed restrictions compared to a few others. You don't actually have to pay for a premium version to get all the features that the software has. And you don't have to pay for customer support. Next one is it's very easy to get started recording. Just open a blank session, double click in the area to the left, or the track control panel as Reaper calls it, and you've got a new track. Select the input, start recording. Easy as that. Which brings me over to the next thing, which I seriously love about the software. A track is a track. With every other DAW out there, you when you want to record something or send a signal somewhere, you have to specify what kind of track it is. With Reaper, you just add a track, select the input you want, and then go. This is later on extremely useful when it's time for mixing. It makes the routing really easy and flexible. Say if you want to create an aux, send signal from your recorded tracks through a reverb or delay or something like that. You don't have to jump through massive hoops to get your signal where you want it to. The worst example of this is the Pro Tools way of doing things, which is unbelievably complex and frankly ridiculous. Reaper is also extremely customizable, which can also be sort of a weakness, because when you're new to the software, it takes a while to wrap your head around what the software is capable of, especially when it comes to actions that you can perform in the software. On the Reaper website as well, you can find a bunch of themes. These themes are a nice way to get the Reaper to look exactly how you want it to. Can be useful for people switching over from other softwares to get a more familiar feel and stuff like that. Another smart thing to do is to go through the keyboard shortcuts. Customize those so that you get the same shortcuts that you're used to if you're switching over from another DAW. The real winner for Reaper, in my opinion, is the extremely flexible routing. In Reaper's view menu, you can find the routing matrix. This is really useful for setting up buses, auxes, and figuring out where you want to send the individual tracks and stuff like that. And you can also accomplish the same thing both in the track control panel or the mixer. The cool thing about The routing in Reaper is you can basically send your track anywhere except into itself. One cool thing about that is you can send a track to multiple submix buses, which is impossible in pretty much every other DAW I've ever used. In the track control panel, a very easy way of sending one track into another is holding down the left mouse button at the in-out symbol in the track control panel. You'll get a little image that looks like a jack plug, and just release it over the track you wanted going to. Another winner for Cockos and Reaper is the updates and the community. You get frequent updates, and you don't have to pay for them, unless it's a major one. But that happens every 2 or 3 years or something like that. The developers of the software are great at listening to suggestions from the users. There's a lesson for Avid, you'd think. In the last 5 months where I've used Reaper a lot, probably had about 9 or 10 updates, and they are really quick at doing bug fixes and stuff like that. And lastly, on the plugin side of things, the software works with pretty much anything that isn't AAX. And as I posted a video on last week, they finally got support for Aura 2, which is amazing for us who uses Melodyne and other plugins like that. The plugin browser is cool in that you can set up both track presets that you can call up anytime, and also the ability to sort your plugins in separate folders, especially for the plugins that you use a lot. Reaper does have its quirks and things that are sometimes a bit hard to figure out, but overall it really is a great software for recording and mixing. The stability and flexibility in particular is really great. Luckily, if you run across things that you can't quite figure out from the manual or using the software, there are thousands of good videos on it on YouTube. Two channels I'd recommend that you follow is Reaper Mania, which is Kenny Joyous channel. He'll always do some new videos whenever there's a new feature out, of things that are a bit hidden in the software. Also, Reaper blog is good for checking up on the new features as they come out. Anyways, hope that was helpful, and do try it out. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.